Hey everyone, the light is leaving, so our tree isn't quite as pink as it has been, but I wanted to catch this. We may have a big rainy day tomorrow, and spring has been so incredible here. Just amazing to me to watch the predictability, the wonderfulness of what comes around again and again. Every year different, and yet every year somehow the same. And it's really fun to start doing that with yourself and your own cycles of upset and revisiting the issues you thought you were done with, and not having the story of, well, here I am again, I've worked this one and whatever I did didn't work. And you know what? It's like a spiral, it's like a cycle, and you come around to it, but you don't come around to it quite as often or as in quite a deep or big way. And yet, life loves to bring it to you in a bigger and bigger way. It's almost like in 12-step programs, as people were getting more recovery, one of the sayings was, yeah, but your disease is out in the hallway doing push-ups. And in some ways, it's a gift that life does that. If we really are still ignoring these littlest parts of us, or we haven't totally cleaned up the stories that are driving our dysfunction and our reactivity, then it works that life brings it to us. It works that our spouse keeps pushing those same buttons until we are able to truly meet the life that comes to us. The airplane going overhead right in the middle of the video. Whatever shows up as it is, loving it as it is. Now, I'm Shawn Mashey, happiness and self-solidarity coach, and I talk a lot about the symmetry principle, that there is a symmetry in whatever still has the power to trigger us, even after all your spiritual work, all the journey, all the affirmations and meditation and practice and yoga and energy work and nutrition and hydration and everything that you're doing. Sometimes things still hurt. Stuff still pushes your buttons. The old patterns still seem to come. And pretty soon we're going to be starting a little series about what happens when affirmations don't work. In fact, we're even going to have a kind of a one-day event about that on May 22nd, if some of you want to mark your calendar for that. But for now, I love what we are doing in the Self-Solidarity Circle, our new membership program that's available to everyone who's just getting started, with a few prerequisites, as well as those that have been with us for a long time. And we're really diving in. We're going back to basics. What you do when affirmations don't work is stop trying to go over top of whatever that is. Don't try to kill it with positivity. Bring it up, embrace it as it is. Let it talk. That was the name of my email to the group this week. Let it talk. Go back to the basics of getting the whole brain dump on paper. Yes, it's great to nail a one-liner. What's really triggering me here? What's upsetting me? Can I name that? Is what we would say in sign language. Can I hit that nail on the head? And yet lots of times we need that whole brain dump. I'm upset with blank because I want them to. They should or shouldn't. I need them to. They are, and I don't ever want to experience blank around this again. And then later we come back and find, yes, I am willing to. I look forward to experiencing that. Maybe it isn't what I thought. Maybe it's the opposite of what I thought. Maybe it's not them that needs to stop doing that. Maybe it's me, to see how I'm doing that to myself and to the one in front of me in that triggering moment. Maybe you're not doing it all the rest of the time, but that one moment shows up to evolve you. And we lose the gifts of that if we just try to say, oh no, don't focus on that. Let's put our focus somewhere else. Let's get more positive. Let's come up with an affirmation. Yes, you will get to the turnarounds that neutralize the thinking, but first, the mind needs to see the consequences of believing that thought and see the cost of that, because these littlest parts of us are believing these things in an effort to save us, to help us, whether it's beating ourselves up or pointing the finger at someone else and feeling like a victim and feeling like, oh, we have to do damage control, things are bad. We want to care about the part of us that feels that way. It's got a message for us and it needs our help. So, that's what we're going to do when affirmations don't work. And it really is very sweet. And in this group, we are going into the level of sensitivity that says, you know what, nothing's off limits here. Nothing isn't spiritual. I can be as petty as I need to. I can get down to the story that is really the trigger, and I can help that little belief to say, wait a minute, no, maybe I don't need that thing to change. Maybe things are okay as they are, and it was only my story that I was under threat, or that this foretells a really scary future, or that I'm doing it wrong, or they're doing it wrong. It's just the thinking we're reacting to, and we know what to do with that. So I'm going to go ahead and invite you to be the observer of the thinking and love it as it is. Even download this little exercise, this meditation that I shared with the group. I want to get it out to all of you, and start being the curious, compassionate listener of those parts of you. That's the first step before questioning and turning them around, is to become amazing at letting them talk. Love you.